Well, nothing I hate more than getting love bugs off my bike in Florida. But that's the way it is. Welcome back to the channel, folks. If you're new here, welcome. Glad to have you. We'll take a seat. So, I have a Facebook page. I've got some others too, but someone had a question for me, and I thought it'd be a simple answer, and it turns out it's not so simple. They asked me, why did you buy a Harley? You know, I wrote down a bunch of answers. They all didn't really say what I wanted to say. You know, stuff like the history, aftermarket parts, the sound, the most beautiful motorcycle in the world. When I travel, I can always find a dealer. Motorcycle rallies, meeting other Harley people. The clothes, the camaraderie, all that stuff. Is that what I wanted to say? You know, some of us, as men, we don't explore our feelings, and I don't think we actually should. I'm not a psychologist, but, you know, men and women are really different. And, oh, hey, that's my neighbor. And sometimes as men, we need things. Some guys are into old cars, muscle cars, Porsches, but those of us into motorcycles, of course, you know, we do it for a bunch of reasons, but we like things. And my wife told me once that, you know, women are more interested in people and men are more interested in things. And that's pretty true, but there's a reason why. Goodbye. Women tend to process things different than men. It's kind of well known. My wife explained it to me that for women to actually think, they need to speak about what it is that's bothering you. And that's why women want to talk. They want to talk, they want to talk, they want to talk. Most men, yeah, not so much. We don't want to talk about stuff. We process things so differently than women, and women will say, you never talk about anything. Well, you can share this with your wife. The thing is, the way men process things is through things. You know, the Harley-Davidson motorcycle is perfect for guys like me, maybe guys like you, especially older guys. But Harley gives us so many things to talk about. Whether it's old bikes, some of the old 45s, and some of the, you know, knuckleheads, panheads, shovelheads. We love to talk about things. That's how men process those things. We like to go and to these rallies or bike events and find other guys and talk about, I don't know, the problems with the first oil pumps in the M8, the heat problems on the twin cams, some of the early Evo designs that weren't really great, and the oil leaking. And that gives us a vehicle to start processing, because we are not going to talk about what it is that bothers us, and if we do, it's only going to be to the wife or your girlfriend. We don't share our feelings. Now, this might be a little deep, I know, but this is really important. Maybe you should share this with your wife. But I know that when I go to some of these rallies or not bike nights anymore, so I don't ride at night, but just maybe a gathering, 3 or 4 guys, and sometimes I even do it with old car shows. It gives us a vehicle to talk to other guys. And when we can relate something to them, you know, we become instant friends. And friends become family when it comes to Harley Davidson. And that's why a lot of us do that. You know, I ride with a lot of vets. I ride with a lot of former law enforcement. And they all have some kind of PTSD. And I don't even know if most of them know, probably not. But subconsciously, they need to be with other guys and talk about things. Not about their feelings, but talk about things. It helps. It's not just the ride. The ride is great, and that also helps. But being able to sit down even with strangers and talk about stuff that's wrong with your bike, admire somebody else's, and get the conversation going, that's the best thing that can ever happen to us. And you can't do that with any other motorcycle. Maybe with Triumph. Triumph has a good history. Maybe with Indian, but they don't have the history that Triumph and Harley have. There's a guy here, Jared Weems, he's in Tampa. He's always working on historic Triumphs and goes to shows, and people around his motorcycle all do the same thing us Harley guys do. They want to share their experiences with Triumph. So when you're thinking about, or somebody asks you, why did you buy a Harley? Well, there may be more to it than you think.